Let's go shopping. Today we are going to check out Popshelf. My husband and I were down in St. Mary's, Georgia a week or so ago, and we ran into Popshelf. We had never seen it before, so I Googled it and saw that it was a home decor store and housewares, and it was a delight. I wish we had one here in Glenn County. This store is part Dollar Tree, part Dollar General, part Family Dollar, part Target Dollar Spot. I could go on and on. It is a wonderful little store, and I have to go about 45 minutes to an hour to get to one, and I loved it. We will definitely be going back. Welcome to Lamb Living, and we are going to be, I am participating in the 4th Friday Open Challenge with Lisa and Sarah, and our guest host is Annie from Indiana Jones, and more about that later. Here is some of my haul from Popshelf, and we're going to use some of these items to DIY with today. To do some fall and Halloween DIYs. There's my husband. He's enjoying Popshelf as well. There were great prices and a lot of familiar products, but a lot of new products as well. Of course, I always gravitate to the crafting and the florals. And these florals reminded me of Family Dollar. And then our Dollar General is now getting in some beautiful flowers in their little flower shop section, and this reminds me of that as well. So these florals were beautiful, and they were $1, $3, and $5. You'll see that little placement there. If you are a frequenter to Dollar General, you will recognize that one for $1 straight from the Dollar General. This charger, beautiful bronze copper charger for $2, reminded me of the ones we can get at the Dollar Tree. And I took a picture of my Dollar Tree the other day, and you could get silver, gold, and that coppery bronze color for, of course, $1.25. So not only did it remind me of, there's a familiar coaster from the Dollar General, but it had so much more. Look at this beautiful tableware. And then look at this farmhouse with the writing on the front, these farmhouse style dispensers and bathroom items. And then all the dinnerware. These are, glass ceramic, Martha Stewart. We couldn't find the price on the Martha Stewart dishes, but some of the others were $3 and $5. So I'd say they were right around in there as well. I did like that a lot of the things here were over here in seasonal. A lot of the things had the prices clearly displayed for us to see on the front, or you could flip it over and see the price on the back. This challenge, the theme this month for September is Halloween or fall crafting. So that's what we're going to do today. In this video, look at these beautiful cutouts for $1, the masks for $1. This, of course, is what we're finding at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 these days. So Popshelf had it going on. There was so much for $1. I picked up that trick or treat that you can see right there on my kitchen counter. And there's my, I spent about, about $24. $25. I also picked up this for $1, this little pumpkin wreath, a little jack-o'-lantern wreath. And so we're going to start with these two with my DIYs today. So I decided to go ahead and just stain these with the, I think I'm using the Folk Art wax. I'm looking for it here on my desk. The antique wax. And so I'm just going to paint that on, and then of course that is a water-based product, but it still will stain your hands. So I like to, I almost forgot to put on my gloves there. I would have been in trouble. I would have had stained hands for a little while. But I went ahead and stained both sides of this one. I'm going to use it for a tag outside on my palm trees that I keep in pots on either side of my door. And so I did both sides of that just in case you're going to be able to see it. Now I'm outside here. I'm going to use the zip ties. I got this multi-pack, 120 zip ties at the Dollar Tree the other day. I thought that was a great buy. I usually don't buy the real bright colored ones, but I knew that I could use those orange ones this fall. And so I'm going to just take some of this mesh from the Dollar Tree with the candy corn and autumn colors, and I'm going to use my orange zip tie, put it through the hole there. I'm looking very serious about this. I don't know why, but I love zip ties. I don't know if you ever use these cable ties or not, but ooh, they are so handy, and they hold something just fantastically. There we go. We're going to trim off the ends, and then I'll take another zip tie, and I have bound these majestic palms. This is year 2 of these particular palms on either side of my door. They will grow huge and crazy down here if you don't keep them under control. So every once in a while I have to take some twine and some dowel rods and stake them and just to keep them under control, or they will take over the front porch for sure. So there's my little jack-o'-lantern tag, our little wreath we put on that bow and raffia from the Dollar Tree, and of course our Popshelf dollar jack-o'-lantern wreath just smiling at us there on the front porch. All right, so we're back upstairs working on the trick-or-treat sign, and I'm also using the antique wax. I think I purchased this one from Hobby Lobby. It was like $1.79 for that small bottle, and that goes a long way. I decided to do an ombre effect on this one instead of just the all over waxing. So I'm going to water that down. You see I've got some water there, and I watered down the top part, the trick, and of course into the ore. I'm going to leave the treat nice and dark because that's what we're doing here. I'm going to treat the kids. I'm hoping for no tricks, so we're going to kind of highlight that treat there. I have a frame that does not have any glass, and so we're going to use that to put our trick-or-treat sign on to give it a little bit of dimension and fun. That is the wall tile. I buy those at Family Dollar. They're still just $1 there. And as long as they're just $1, that's where I'm going to get them. They're exactly the same as the ones at the Dollar Tree. Of course, we all know that Family Dollar and Dollar Tree are owned by the same company. And so these wall tiles, if you've never messed with them much, they're interesting. When I cut this to fit my 8x10 frame, you can see the peel on it. I'm not going to use, but it doesn't go on the actual textured tile. It is separate. So it's an interesting product, but it holds up beautifully. It paints up beautifully, and the paint holds to it. You don't have to prep it with any Mod Podge or any polyacrylic. It's just those wall tiles are just so easy to use. I really enjoy them, and I decided since this is a Halloween style sign, I would use the little cobblestones, which seem like a lot of fun. So I'm going to paint that with a little bit of Spice Brown by Creme Coat mixed in with a little black chalk paint by Waverly. That's their ink color. And so it makes a nice deep brown. And then I take these two Dollar Tree frames, 5x7s, and I'm going to give them the same paint color, and because they're going to go on my foyer table, all 3 of these frames, with items from the Popshelf. So really this video is kind of a mixture of Popshelf and Dollar Tree. Okay, now we're back in the store. You see lots more items there for $1 over in the Halloween section. I don't usually use skeletons and whatnot in my decorating. Now this little ghost right here that's winking at me, I would buy that in a heartbeat. That's adorable. And these cute little jack-o'-lanterns that have their stripes on them, looking so cute for Halloween. That is a $10. It was nice and heavy jack-o'-lantern with a little blinking light in it. And these chunky signs were $5. They were so cute. Lots of cute things. Now that $2 eyeball was definitely not coming home with me. That's not really my style, but that potion bottle with the nice stopper on top, that was $5, and that was really nice looking. These are $1, these Eek and Boo table toppers, and I believe those cat table toppers are $4. Look at this one. What did that say? $8? My goodness, for that that skull? No, I think I'm going to leave that there. It's cute though. I like the bright colors. All right, now we're over in the seasonal tableware. That was a cute little witch's hat with the writing inside. And I really liked, this was a pie crust cutter. I've never tried one of those, but looked interesting for $5. Now, I was impressed by these trays. They were nice and sturdy and big. Now, these bottle brush trees, we're going to do a DIY from the Dollar Tree bottle brush trees. At the end of the video, we're going to be DIYing that Popshelf Christmas tree into a bottle brush, or into a candy corn tree in a little bit. But I did like the pink bottle brush trees down there and the yellow and the white. Those were a lot of fun. They had some cute stuff. And then now these dollar craft kits were great. I did pick up that. That's going to be in my next video. Next week I'm doing the napkin exchange, and I'm going to be decoupaging onto those little cuties, those little stand-up pumpkins. All right, we're back upstairs. The paint is all dry on our cobblestones and on our wreaths, or excuse me, our frames from the Dollar Tree, and we are going to, or I'm going to white wax these. I've already rubbed off the white wax on the top part there, and then I'm just putting a little bit more in the crevices. I like how when you lightly rub on the top, I'm kind of using a circular motion, getting a clean paper towel there, that it leaves a lot of the white wax in the crevices, but then shows off those cobblestones. So it gives it a different look. You remember from the beginning, it had more of a brown look. This now, of course, is matte textured, and the sheen is matte, so it looks really nice in the frame with that trick-or-treat sign on top. The original tile is a little bit shiny. Okay, there's our little ombre trick-or-treat sign. So we're going to get his frame ready for him, and we are going to be using it as a stand-up frame. So I will be putting a little bit of hot glue in the corners, because those backers are very, very thin cardboard, and that will give it a little bit more support there with just a little bit of hot glue in the corners. All right, now you see that this was a hanging sign, and so those little holes are still there, those little pesky holes. So we're going to I'm going to cover up this with some scraps from my wreath. When I made a pine cone wreath a few DIYs ago for my 5 Under 5 challenge at the beginning of the month, I had lots of scrap pine cone pieces, and I kept those in a bowl, and I don't throw away much, so I like to reuse things, and I knew I could use them in my fall crafting, so I am going to use those and make a little topper for our trick-or-treat sign, and that will cover up those little holes that are left. I could have put some air dry clay in it, but I thought that looked awfully cute and added just a little pop of color. And then I used those on all of my DIYs there on the foyer table, so it ties all those together with all of the little cuties. Now we're going to be doing these also at Popshelf in the wood section and in the holiday section. I found that little hedgehog and the little squirrel. Now those are $2, where you would probably find that for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, but I've never seen that particular style. So Popshelf did have that. Now here they are, the wood hanger set. It was both of them for $1, and so that was coming into my cart for sure. And look at all these coasters and the gel clings and lots of variety of the ribbon for $1 and $3. And I was looking to see if there were any other styles. They did have some turkeys there, but I'm going to wait on Thanksgiving for a little bit. and take some napkins from Target. I got this back in the Magnolia section a while back. And I love the simplicity of this napkin. I'm not taking it apart at all. I want the fluff. I want the thickness of the folded napkin to make it look a little quilted and a little puffy. I have taken out the glass on this one that I had actually on that first, the larger 8x10 frame. I didn't have glass because I had stolen the glass from it when I had broken a glass in a DIY before that I had made for my dining room. So I'm using all these with no glass, and I'll save those two 5x7 glass pieces. I have a little tub that I put those in, keeps them pretty safe. So if I need them again, I'll have them. So now what I did is I antique waxed those wood cutouts again to make them match our trick-or-treat sign. And then I took the watercolors that I used last week in my crown video honoring the Queen, and I used those watercolors to bring out a little bit of color on the wood signs there, just a little bit, and it was lovely. I am just sold on this watercolor. Oh my goodness. And they were it's a watercolor set from the Dollar General. You're actually going to see it, and I'll point it out in the Popshelf. Popshelf had the exact same set from Crafter's Corner, and those are darling. Look at the color coming out on that wood stain, and I used a lot of water in it so it still looked like a stain. Look at the white. Look how the white comes out in that watercolor. I added the white watercolor there in the little squirrel's cheeks and belly, and in the little belly of the hedgehog. Wow. All right, so here's one of those craft kits that we're also going to DIY to put on my foyer table there. You got a little glimpse of it. And it was very colorful when I pulled it out of the package. $1 for all these pieces. Of course, they're foam. Ooh, scary. And so I was not really into all the colors. Boo. And so I decided I would use some chalk paint, of course the ink, and I would turn all of these things black. So we wouldn't have the orange, we wouldn't have the purple. Now I do leave the brown tree and the brown side, the little picket fence. I think I leave something else brown too. But everything else got two coats of the black chalk paint. So it's a nice little base for a monochromatic house. And then I am going to go ahead and put, you see my bowl of pieces from the pine cones, and I start at the bottom and I just work my way up to the crest of that roof and keep layering, and I'm trying to mix up the colors left over from my wreath that I have hanging now on the front door. And I just keep adding and keep adding. I'm laying them out there. I'm using hot glue, and there it is. I love it. I've got my little brown. Oh, I left the pumpkins, the little jack-o'-lanterns, orange. And I did put a little bit of orange chalk paint because, of course, the Waverly color is pumpkin. And so, but you can still see their little faces coming through. Now, I take my antique wax and dab, dab, dab on anything that showed the glue. I didn't like the shiny glue, hot glue showing through. So if it showed, I antique waxed it. And now I'm going to take those black beans from the Harris Teeter, and I'm going to use my hot glue, and I am going to put those all on and around that circle, the base. And look how cute. Oh my goodness. The little ghost is saying boo. And the scary tree is there. I didn't turn it on the side with the little face, but oh my goodness, I love my foyer table. All right, now we're back in the Popshelf in St. Mary's, and the crafters in the world say, oh, I love. Oh, there's my watercolor set. I slowed it down a little bit there for you. They had it for $5 there at Popshelf. Now, I think I paid for it at Dollar General. I couldn't find it on the app. So I'll have to look that up. Now, that air dry clay they had in white and in terracotta. I got a set of white, and you'll have to stay tuned for another video for that one. I'll be using that in my IOD molds for Christmas crafting, which is going to start very soon. I'm super excited, but I feel like I need to go back for that terracotta air dried clay. I'm kind of having some remorse with that. I should have picked up for $4 for that pack. Oh my goodness, look at these. Those are Cricut style pins for your cutting machine, and then $5 for Cricut style vinyl. Wow, I didn't get any. Again, buyer's remorse. I should have gotten some. And tried it out on my Cricut. I love to use my Cricut. I don't use it near enough. I should use it more. But look at all this for all those rings and the different colors. They did have a few skeins of yarn in bright colors. Lots of wood pieces still. This is over in the regular crafter section, not holiday, so I assume that is something they keep stocked. There's Mod Podge galore. Now, that's Walmart, $3.98, so $4. They do have it for $5 there at Popshelf, so Walmart's got us beat there. But, and of course the paint is a little cheaper at Walmart, but if you're in Popshelf and that's what you want, they've got those chalk paints for $5. That is a good deal. That is cheaper than the Waverly at Walmart. But if you're partial to Waverly, then of course that's what is at Walmart. And then look there at all the different kits and the glue, and they just have everything. Pom-poms, chenille stems, stencils galore. Look at those stencils for $1. Love that. Love that. And then, of course, there's some frames made with the wood you could DIY. And I was impressed with the styrofoam shapes. Looks like they keep those in all the time. The glitters for $1. Great buy on those. And some beads and sequins there. That is going to be great for holiday crafting. I love me some glitter at Christmas. Now these were a good buy. $1 for these disposable pans. Great deal there. I use those a lot when I take food to people at church if they're just had a baby or they're mourning the loss of someone or sick. And those are great disposable things and a good buy. All right, so they do have a freezer and refrigerator section. They had some good buys in there and some nice products. Good brand names in there, True Whip and Tillamook. Then, of course, they have lots of, housewares as well as kitchenware. They have lots of course, I love that the prices are front and center. And beautiful trays. That was a bamboo tray. And look at that pretty white tray. Would go for any season. Huge, nice sturdy trays. Some Lazy Susans there. $5. Look at that S&P. I love salt and pepper shakers. Oh my goodness. Such selection, sizes. Look at the vibrant colors on those. Those are wonderful for $3. You get 2 in a pack. And lots of copper there. Now watch me almost drop this. Whoa. I was not expecting the heft. Those are cast iron. $3 for real cast iron. All right, go Popshelf. I was impressed, right? Very nice. And now they must love dogs like I do. They had 2 solid aisles of just dog food, dog treats, dog everything. It was impressive. And then they had other pets on another aisle. But look at all this. My goodness. And these little treats for dogs. I did grab Toby some bones, his favorite bones. I didn't get the Pup Tarts. Oh, goodness. I should have gotten them the Gobstoppers for dogs. Of course, there's the Awesome brand that you see a lot at Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. And Dollar General for that matter. And now we're coming into Christmas. Oh, they had a nice selection of Christmas already out. Here's a candle. Yes, beautiful candles. Kevin gave it a thumbs up. He thought it smelled nice. Very nice, heavy. That one was $5. Heavy mugs there. And then the beautiful, looks like amber glass, $7. That is a huge hurricane. Look at that. Look at that beautiful color on that glassware. My goodness, $6 for that one. $3 for the bottle. And then look down here at the navy blue. Whew, those are so pretty. I love navy. That goes with my decor so well. All those do, really, honestly. They all do. I could have had a nice set of those and might in the future. All right, look at the Christmas ornaments. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so, I am fall crazy right now, but oh my, those little mushrooms right there just make me happy. I feel like those mushrooms need me and I need them. So I may be going back for those. I did, oh, they're there again. Goodness, for $1. I did get some little tags. I love these. You're going to see these right here. I love these to put on gifts. And of course, you can flip those over. Oh, that one's coming home with me. It just jumped off the shelf. It had to come with me. And you can flip those over. Of course, you could DIY decoupage on top of that and use those for something else. Make place settings for Thanksgiving with those little tags. $1 for 6. I was in Walmart last weekend and saw they had their little tags started to come out. And they have theirs for $1.97. So they are, Popshelf's got Walmart beat in that respect. Those little table toppers were $2. Now here's where I found something to DIY here. This is my final DIY. Will be this Christmas tree. It's 24 inches and it was $3, but it said green pine tree. And so I wanted Kevin to open it up and look at it and see if it was green. But, you know, I just decided it's coming home with me. And it turns out it was white in the package. Look how big it is. Very nice. Oh my goodness. So I have decided to take these bottle brush trees. Oh, I was so tickled. I've had those in my stash now for a couple of months. When fall first came out, I got all those bottle brush trees. I was ready. Now, I had to do some mixing though and some blending to get white, orange, and yellow for this candy corn tree, because these bottle brush trees from the Crafter's Corner at Dollar Tree are not your typical white, orange, and yellow. They are a blended color. So that Crafter's Corner metallic gold that I've used before, it is the star of the show here. I had to mix that in with my antique parchment by Apple Barrel, and there's the orange from Crafter's Corner. I used some folk art. I think that was, it's not crimson. What is that? Some kind of red. I have it here somewhere. Here it is. That is apple red by folk art. And then I used, of course, the gold metallic. I've got it flipped upside down because I'm used the last of that. I have another bottle that I had to break out. I was trying to use the end of it. There it is. I mixed that into all 3 colors, and I mixed it into the yellow as well. I used the bright yellow by Apple Barrel mixed with that golden metallic gold to make the yellow. I didn't show you how I mixed that one, but I put the last one, the darkest one on last, so I could have the most control over it because it's really dark. To match that color, there we go. From Crafter's Corner, those were darker than I thought they would be. Now I got those string lights, those little string lights at a 80% off summer clearance at Michael's, and they're so pretty. They have a little design on them. I was tickled to get those. I've spent nearly nothing on those. I kept going back to Michael's when they had their 80% off and kept getting little this, little that, little this, little that. Of course, you have to add your own AA batteries. It takes 2. And so I worked the wire to where the battery pack is right there in the middle at the stand. And I used two strands of this light, of these lights. And that's all I'm going to put on this candy corn tree. I'm going to keep it simple. And I'm keeping the bottle brush tree simple. I love the bases. They're just simple wooden bases. But I am going to put them in a different setting. So to do my little vignette, at the Dollar Tree, as I fluff up my cute little cutie, Oh, I'm going to use some burlap. I got that at Michael's as well on clearance. I got those big rolls for $3. Oh my goodness, I got so many. You're going to see that a lot because I got several rolls of that, and it's the coolest stuff. Okay, now all of these white coffee cups and soup cups came from the Dollar Tree. I got several. I got some glass ones too. Those are going to come up in my decoupage in the next video. But I immediately take them, soak them. The stickers come off pretty easy if you do that. And then I'm going to take these foam dice from the toy section in the Dollar Tree. A lot of times I like to spray paint these and then decoupage on them or put the calendar pages on them. But I'm just going to use them straight from the package on this DIY because this is, of course, I'm going to change this out after fall. I'll probably use these for Christmas as well. And I'm going to use more of my beans. I used black beans before on my little haunted house DIY for $1, but these I'm going to just set these down in my beans. I use lima beans, and those were some pinto beans. I tried to pick out beans to match the candy corn colors, and so these are a little, what did that say? A little lentil of some kind. Oh, here's some lentils. And I love the color of that mustardy lentil. And then these are just kind of a brownish green, which is so pretty for fall. And so I'm just setting those in there. They're going to hold just fine. I don't need any glue. And now I'm going to use my blocks you see right there. I got those at the Goodwill bins. I always love to dig in the toy section at the Goodwill bins. And inevitably, there's some of these old school blocks that I guess nobody wants. I take them all. And so I dig, and lots of times I find them. And then I can spell out things. So I'm going to spell out boo here. And I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on in a big glob on the bottom, and of course we know that that's going to pop off eventually. We can get that off pretty easily when we want to, and reuse those blocks and those bottle brush trees. I may want to use them in a different way next year, but right now they're going to sit on my boo blocks and be awfully cute in my vignette. And there are my little bottle brush trees. I set one of them over there just on some wood slices, and the rest of them have their little homes in Dollar Tree coffee cups and on my little pool. I just love it so much. Oh my goodness. This has been such a fun video for this 4th Friday challenge by the lovely ladies from our gray house, Lisa and Jujubee DIY, Sarah, and then our guest host this month is Annie from Annie Jones. All of their channels are linked in my description box, as well as the playlist for this challenge. It's always so much fun. The theme is Halloween and fall, and so I had a delightful time showing you the Popshelf, and I will definitely be going back to see the Popshelf. Now that eucalyptus right there, that is real eucalyptus. We were down in Jacksonville trying to pick out my daughter's wedding dress and went to a Trader Joe's. And if you've ever been to Trader Joe's, go, go, go. They're full of great and life. There again is the challenge. Thank you, ladies, for letting me be a part of this challenge. And let's take one more look at our DIYs from Popshelf. You can see that cute little dollar craft kit we upcycled with a little bit of chalk paint and some hot glue and some free items from nature. And those sunflowers, I got the hair cedars, and they are real. There's my haul from the Popshelf. Oh yes, I will be going back. Lynn County, please get a Popshelf. I am ready. I spray painted those sticks that I found out in the yard, black to go with my trick-or-treat theme here on the front foyer. And I am loving that little hedgehog and that squirrel. Oh my goodness, they're all dressed up with their pine cone pieces and their watercolor. And there's a little cameo from Toby laying there on the at the front door where he loves to lay and watch out for people coming by. And here is one of my palm trees. The other one didn't get a little ornament. Maybe I should make a little ornament for the other one. So I want to thank you for being here. I want to leave you with a scripture. He made the moon for the seasons. The sun knows the place of its setting. Psalm 104:19. Thank you for being here from the blue house on the corner with a sleepy dog enjoying the cooler weather. God bless and see you next time. Bye-bye.